bikes. The bikey bikes.
We were going to go for a ride this morning, but we actually waited in all day for all these boxes that have turned up. There goes the floor. So this video we're going to do some unboxing and pretend it's Christmas Day. Where's your bike? Is there a bike in there?
No, it's another box instead.
So this is the first of many bikes to build, unbox and build up. So this is the Mythic 29er wheels, the VRX model, so this is the highest spec model they do. Anyway, we're going to build this thing up and then do like a bit of an in-depth talk through of the whole bike, and then we're going to go and ride it and give you a review what the bike's actually like. What is it? What is it?
Some veggie tarts, dairy fried rice, and a salad with homemade salad dressing.
Perfect. So bikes are built and we're going to take them out now and go for a rip. We are going to go and head up the Golfy now for basically go and see what these bikes are like and do a bit of a first ride review kind of video. So stay tuned for that and we'll see you on the hill with your bikes.
Thanks.
Let her know, I gotta let her know that she my white horse, she my medical, she like my baby mama.
Matching. Everyone's matching. Red forks, grey bike, red top, red pants. Team Rumours.
Miss that smile, Lord knows I ain't seen that in a while, but it's your style, so something must be up keeping you down. You a queen that must be heaven sent. Pray my soul, I must repent for not telling you what I meant and how I felt. Honestly, I'm used to throwing wishes in a well. My conscience tells me that I could have helped without.
Okay, so top of the Golfy, well, kind of. We're actually sheltering in the trees because it's snowing out there and it's real windy. So we found a little bit of trail to come and try the bikes on, which is like kind of like a rooty, loamy, muddy set of corners. We've only done one climb up now, bearing in mind, so we've not done a lot on the bike yet. First impressions of climbing?
I felt like I climbed better on this bike, whether that was because it's shorter travel than my other bike or the 29er wheels. I usually get sore hips
Oh yeah?
pedaling uphill, probably just because of the way my body is. And on this one, I didn't actually get sore hips the entire way up.
Gains. Now you got to do the explosion. Okay, we're gonna go down flat white.
This bike got me out of so many issues just then. Because I'm not used to like 29er wheels, I was almost overcorrecting myself. It felt like I was going to crash or lose a wheel, but because of the bigger wheels, the bike saved me.
Jumps.
Go so high in a 29er. It like floats off the ground. Literally, it's like I like feel like a bit like a feather. I just pop in the air and then I'm like, ah!
So we're just down at Glentress, Buzzard's Nest jump park, free ride park, bike park, whatever you call it. Just playing on the jumps, drops, berms, whatever. It's got all sorts of places, so it's a good place to get used to a bike and just have a really good play around. Just one more.
Like 5 more.
We're just actually stopping and sectioning a simple bit of trail. There's entry, multiple line choices, berms, stuff, so it's great. Good little bit of practice.
I feel so confident on these wheels. Like, I don't know, I just like there's things that seemed like really awkward in the past, you just like roll over them. I could have gone faster. I slowed down when I saw some of the slippery roots of it.
Yeah. So we're just on a trail called Bart's Trail. Probably one of the more technical trails in Innerleithen. Real steep, rooty, rocky, slippy, muddy. Everything that is challenging about mountain biking in one track. We've been around at Glentress and the Golfy as well, trying to get a full range of tracks on the new bikes. It's probably worth saying as well that the new Mythics that we're on, 140mm front, 140mm travel on the back, really capable bike. Like, it doesn't feel like you've got 140mm travel at all. And I'm always of the opinion that if you set a bike up right, if it's got 130, 140, 150, 160, 170mm of travel, you can always make your bike feel like it's capable. Fair enough, if you're riding like a cross-country style bike on really steep trails, there is going to be a limit. Well, a bike's going to reach its limit on any trail, but I'm adamant if you set a bike up right and your body position is right on the bike, you'll be able to get way more out of your riding. Nice. Get wet. More steep stuff. Go on, Jesse, it shows your EWS skills. I'll follow you down. That was good. You like jumping off stuff. You jumped off something there, like a route, like you came up a steep route you can, and then jumped off something.
Hi, there's a wee ledge as you come in, as you drop into
Yeah.
the big.
You're flying.
berm.
I think you'll surprise yourself this year at Enduro World Series. Okay, so that was the first ride review, whatever you want to call it, of the Vitus Mythic VRX. Just thought we'd do a little quick rundown on the bike and break down a couple of things. Like, so what did you think of the? If we talk about climbing, what did you think of the climbing?
I didn't feel a problem with it. I didn't feel like it was harder, considering like the only time it was harder was at really steep path, and it because I like stay in the seat to climb and lean over.
Yeah.
I was like crunched a little bit to climb up, but like most normal climbs feel a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, with the 140mm travel, less travel, it does pedal uphill a lot easier than, say, a bigger 160, 170mm travel bike. One thing to note, though, on the bikes is what we noticed when we were riding is that the seat tube angle is actually a little bit slacker than some of the other bikes that we've ridden in the past. So, obviously, if you think about it, that means your feet are further forward than your than your hips. So, it's almost like you're not being as efficient as you could if you had a steeper seat angle. So, that's a slight drawback, but overall, with it being slightly less travel than most of the bikes we've ridden, it goes uphill like a rocket. So, we'll talk about descending. So what did you think about the descending? Like,
It was a lot of fun.
yeah?
Yeah, I really enjoyed how it rides. I felt more confident on it than I felt in a long time.
Yeah.
I loved the bigger wheels.
Yeah, so this comes with this is a medium-sized VRX Mythic. Basically, it's got a 150mm drop seat post on the bike that comes with it. So you said that's basically enough, like, so you could drop it for the downhills and then you could raise it on the climbs without having to actually adjust the seat clamp.
Yeah, whereas normally with a 150 seat post I have to adjust it with the seat clamp just because I like to keep my seat right out of my way, but that's more of like a beginner thing for me, I think, just so nothing like on steep stuff is like distracting me or feeling uncomfortable. But I didn't actually on this bike feel like it got in my way, so I didn't bother fiddling with it or anything like that.
So this bike is a 140mm travel bike. The VRX model of the Mythic is 140mm rear, 140mm front. The models that are below this are the VR and the VRS. Again, someone may have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they are either 140 in the front, 130 in the back, or 130 front and rear, so it's got slightly less travel on the lower models. Riding the 140mm travel bike down some steeper downhill trails in Olethen, I didn't feel like it had 140mm travel. Like, it felt not a bottomless sense of travel, but the travel, I had my suspension set up quite soft. It felt like it tracked the ground real well, went down all the steep stuff amazing, and I never really felt like the bike was on its limit. Real capable bike, real aggressive, and it just literally took everything I threw at it. Okay, so favourite bit, jumps.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about jumps.
I love jumping this bike. It goes so high.
Like a spring.
Yeah. Literally, it like sends me in the air. It's great. It's great.
Glen Trash on the tabletops, like you've seen in the video, you were just like popping out the takeoffs and like skyrocket into the moon, and then just being like, wow, this thing just like goes real high. So the thing jumps as well. So pretty good all around capable bike at like a price that is like affordable for anyone getting into mountain biking, or even if somebody wants to get a bike as their secondary like rip around trail center kind of bike. The prices on the VR model start at like $1,000 or something, and the VRS is like £1,100 or something like that, and then this model, the VRX, is like £1,500. So if you compare that to other bikes, like literally you can't even get a frame for that on some of the bigger brands, Specialized Santa Cruz bikes, and it's an absolutely awesome bike. So a couple of final things. This morning I went into the Vitus Bikes Owners Club and asked people if they had any questions about the Vitus Mythic at all. So Glenn Poynter asks, what effect would changing the 29-inch wheels to 27.5 with plus tyres have? Changing 29 to 27 plus tyres, if you're going down in wheel size, the rolling speed I think would be a little bit different from bigger wheels. I always think that bigger wheels, once they're up to speed, they're probably going to roll more efficiently. Then obviously you could argue that if you have slightly smaller wheels, that they could be, you may have more control on, say, steeper technical tight stuff. I've never tried plus tyres, so I'm not the best person to ask, maybe Kayas. So Joseph Tam asks, what's the max tyre clearance for the frame? 29.9 and maybe the VR version. So I'm guessing the VR, the VRS and the VRX are all the same in terms of clearance. On this bike now, I haven't got a tape measure on me, but the bike comes with Schwalbe hands damp tyres. On the rear, I'm talking about now, there's probably potential there to have a slightly bigger tyre as it is. So whatever tyre you want to run, I'm pretty sure the bike frame would accommodate for it. Jeff Debris asks, how tall are you and what size do you go for?
Well, I went for the medium. I'm 5'9", and I did that because I feel like I've got shorter arms and longer legs. So I think if I was more balanced, then I'd probably go for a large at my height because my arms are a little shorter. I could ride either at my height, I think.
The thing with me and Amanda is we're both kind of in between sizes with a lot of bikes, so it's almost like buying the bike frame size, which is more suitable, like closest to what you would class as perfect.
Would you say as well, like, because you race, you like to go higher, whereas because I like to learn jumps and like tricks and stuff like that, I tend to go for the smaller of the two sizes.
Yeah, so I'm actually on an XL Mythic and an XL Vita Summit this year, so XL bikes all around. The bike sizes have gone a little bit bigger, but from a racing standpoint, in some respects having a bigger bike could be beneficial because it gives you more stability. Obviously if you have a too big a bike it's not so great, but for me I personally think the XL size on the Mythic is great, and I think I'm just over 6 foot actually, 6'1" or something like that, and it's a good size. It's not too long in the reach in the cockpit length, but it's just long enough to have enough space to actually move around on and feel comfortable in. Darren Auld asks, did you try out the bottom of the barrel £999 version? If so, how was it? We've got the VRX models now, which are the higher spec models. The £1,000 bike we actually rode when we made the promotional video for these down in Wales. We rode the, well, you had this bike, didn't you? So you had Amanda had the exact same bike, and I was on the VR model. So the VR model is, again, it's a decent bike, and you get what you pay for at the end of the day. I mean, you're only paying £1,000 for a full suspension mountain bike. Maybe if this was your first full suspension bike, you would just get into mountain biking, or you just wanted to dip your toe in the water kind of thing, that would be a great bike. The only downside I remember to it was that it didn't have a dropper seat post, which is kind of annoying, but again,
and I think you need a dropper seat because of how the seat angle is. You need these with a dropper seat, otherwise you can't put your seat far enough down for descent.
Yeah, that's exactly what I found on the VR. Like, I couldn't get the seat far enough in the frame, obviously without having to cut the seat post down, which kind of defeats the whole point of it. It does what it says on the tin basically. It's just £1,000 entry level mountain bike, so I don't know if you can really complain. It's a good bike, it's a solid bike, but if you want the better spec bike, look maybe at the VRS, or if you can afford it, the VRX, which has the jump up in the Bomber suspension, which is a big game changer, and the better brakes. So that's pretty much our little first ride video of the VRX Mythic. If you check the description below, I've put links to all the bikes that you can go and check out. If you do buy through those links, yes, we do get a little kickback. If you enjoy this video, let me know in the comments if you're thinking about getting a Vitas Mythic bike, or if you've already got one, what are your thoughts on it? Always keen to get a conversation going and hearing what people think of the bikes. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up and get yourself subscribed to the channel. And that's it. Amanda's going for a bath now, and I'm going to edit this video and get it on YouTube, so yeah.